Well, hey there, everybody, and welcome to Chubs Gone Wild, recorded. It's the episode 482, recorded on February 20th, 2023. We're at 67 degrees and partly cloudy outside the Chubs Gone Wild remote studios, where, well, these two chubs aren't exactly going wild today, but we're going to do our best. It is 10 days till Ostara. That's a spring equinox for all you noobs. Also, 50 days till Easter, 253 days till Halloween, and 308 whole days until Christmas. Oh well, I'm just waxing nostalgic for a minute. Okay. Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and more. And we want to thank our amazing current patrons: Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ, Star Sage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, Kingsley, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/MattBurleyGame to find out how you can support all of our work for as little as $1 a month. On February 20th, 1962, John Glenn became the first American to orbit Earth. From Cape Canaveral, Florida, John Herschel Glenn Jr. is successfully launched into space aboard the Friendship 7 spacecraft on the first orbital flight by an American astronaut. That's awesome. All right, well, let's find out what today's affirmation is. Everybody take their deep breaths, have a cleansing moment. Not that way. I make wise decisions. Life is wonderful. Well, I'm not sure if that exactly applies today, but we'll make it apply for the rest of the day, won't we?
Yeah, yay.
Uh, All right. Well, we do have some holidays that maybe, possibly, we actually did stumble upon. It is National Clean Out Your Bookcase Day. Do you have any bookcases left?
I do.
Okay. Love your pet.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of all those books because, they're useless.
Yeah. Well, I just put mine on the Kindle now, and well, they're heavy, but it holds up. Uh, love your pet. Cherry pie. I haven't had any cherry pie for a while.
Because
Uh,
it's gross. That's why.
no, I love cherry pie. It's done well. It's the frozen kind. Let's see. Then we've got National Comfy Day. Are you comfy?
Usually, yeah.
Okay. National Day of Solidarity with Muslim, Arab, and South Asian immigrants. Yeah, got that going. Um, National Handcuff Day. Also National Leadership Day. We're leaders. Muffins. Any muffins? Did you get
No,
stuffing with your muffin today? All
no,
right.
no muffins.
Let's see if it works. Oh, okay, that works, but we're gonna have to pause this for a moment. So, have you been bluffing with your muffin?
No, no muffins. I don't do muffins. Well, no, I really don't. I'm trying to think of, I mean, I used to like a blueberry muffin now and then, but then they got to the point of where they were using that weird oil in the muffins.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so it doesn't taste like that fresh
Right.
blueberry muffin that you had as kids.
Mm, mm,
It's more of a, wow, look, there's so many and they're big.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
No, I totally get that. I haven't had a muffin in quite a long time, actually. Um, let's see. Okay, we didn't student volunteer. It's Northern Hemisphere Hooty Hoo Day. I just didn't know she made a holiday out of it. Hmm. President's Day. What? Oh, yes, of course it's President's Day. It's a holiday. It's like, what? President's Day already? Shrove Monday, which is observed 48 days before Easter. There's always something going on with something in there. Anyway, 44 days before the day of Easter, a camel pooped, and it was in the shape of a religious symbol. Therefore, we celebrate it. So, anyway, it's also World Day of Social Justice. I don't know about that. Apparently, well, no, I don't want to get into any of that. Anyway, so yeah, social justice. Uh-huh, sure. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay. Those are our holidays. Let's figure out who had birthdays. Well, who's about to have birthdays. Hmm. Well, today's birthdays. Happy birthday to Mila and Justin. And coming up, happy birthdays to Sandra. Oh, that Michael Sage. His birthday's tomorrow. I can't believe it. He's gonna be, like 45 whole years old. It's so amazing. Also, happy
Really, he's that young? Well,
birthday.
no, I didn't
With
think he
that.
was particularly that he was older. It's just he comes across as being much more mature, especially with his dominance in the gay community of Sacramento, as far as a businessman and a creative, person in our community. He just seems like I don't want to say like Richard Bay because he's, in his 70s or 80s, but that type of, he's that type of person. I always figure they're a little older, a little closer to my age because I want to,
Yeah.
kind of be that guy, but I'm not
So who are you thinking about?
right now.
Huh? Well, because Michael Sage is actually our pod friend down
Oh
in
no, I'm
California.
sorry. Oh my God. I completely was
I
thinking of
was
Michael
like, wait a
Kennedy.
minute, what? Who?
Michael Kennedy, because we were talking about Michael
Oh
Kennedy.
yes, right.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's
My
he's
my
actually
fault.
he's a Scorpio. His birthday is like the day before mine.
Okay.
So yeah, but no, that's true. And yes, well, no, actually, he is 2 years older than me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
so
it just
yeah,
well, I was right in my mistake.
yes, that is
Yes.
correct. Okay, so yeah, Mr. Michael Sage, he may not be exactly 45, but I've been bumping up his age, so I'm the last week, so I'm making it up to him. All right. Also happy birthday to Ova, Daryl, IJ, Bowtie. Interesting names here. We got
Anybody here that has a real name?
oh yeah, so here we go. Another
Okay, good, good.
Michael. We've got Daryl, Patrick, Ronnie, Bryce. Oh, Bryce. And we've got Christian and Paul, Steve, Prep. Interesting. His name is Prep Navigator. He's gonna be 39 years old. Yeah.
No, he's a podcaster.
Actually, he's a local prep navigator. Believe it or
Oh,
not, isn't that weird? Also, we've got
yeah.
Dylan and Shelly and that Auntie Cruza. Auntie Cruza.
God, it
Very
always
nice.
seems like he's got a birthday every year.
I know, it feels like it. And of course, Shelly is from one of the two amazing lesbians who were instrumental in getting America their right to get married. So,
Oh, yes. I was thinking you were talking about America, like everyone comes to America, but now
yeah, nope. All right. What we got here? We've got so
oh
those are
no,
our birthdays. Happy
there's a
birthday.
lot of feedback. That's usually a bad thing.
No, actually, I don't think
Okay.
so.
All right.
So Sean wrote in and said, negativity is so pervasive on Facebook, I rarely post there. I wish they gave you an option to turn commenting off. Well, they kind of do in a roundabout way. You can like unfollow posts, you can turn. Don't know if you can turn comments off for
No, you
posts.
can't turn comments, but
And on Twitter.
you can what is it? Um like put somebody on 30 days,
Yeah, like a snooze for 30 days. So you
like
don't see their post, but you don't unfriend them.
yeah, yesterday somebody posted drag queens should never be reading to children. This is part of the community, not our community, but the community. And
Yeah.
so I looked at all the messages, and everyone's like going, "What the?" They're all yelling at him, and he goes, "Oh, what? I can't throw a little conversation starter out there." And it's like,
No.
unfriend,
Yeah.
no, no. There's no reason that's like going, well, let's talk about, taking the Jews out like Hitler did.
Oh,
No, not a conversation starter, not something that even needs to be brought up in conversation.
yeah.
I
There's
mean, I'm
really
sorry. I hate people who say, I just wanted to see what everyone thought. Well, then ask it a different way. Don't you
right.
think it's ridiculous how these Republicans are upset about drag queens reading to children? Oh, that would have been a much better starter. Okay. Okay.
No, I get you. That would have.
Look, I haven't
I would.
even had sugar, and look at me, I'm shaking.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I would have not liked that either. So, oh, okay. And then Baron Frosty wrote in and said, "Hearing Tom sing makes my morning and put a big smile on my face. What a beautiful voice from a beautiful person." Someone's looking for a third. Well, thank you both for writing in, Sean and Baron.
Thank you.
Anyone else that wants to write in, just go ahead and send it to Chubs at, well, what, chubsgonewild at gmail.com. All right. We do have some Chub hugs we want to send out, including to Phoenix Dave, who is going through some procedures and stuff, and we want to make sure that he gets a lot of love. He has certainly sent us a lot of love over the years. And also to President Carter and his family, who he has now opted to not seek further treatment in the hospital, but to go home and be in hospice.
And I'll tell you, it's funny because somebody asked me today, well, who's your favorite president? And I said it's Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
And the reason it's Jimmy Carter is because he he never stopped being presidential
Hmm.
without being in control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He it's kind of like when you see Jesus never, you know, had that bender where he, flattened everybody's tires in the neighborhood. He never did that. But he did continue to be the best person he could be. I mean, he was building houses a week ago with
Yeah.
Habitat for Humanity, which he's done pretty much steadily since the 80s when I think, well, since he was out of office. He's always wanted to give back and keep giving back.
Yep.
And that's the kind of person I want as a president. I want somebody who's selfless.
Yeah.
And he gave away or sold his peanut farm when he became president.
Oh, did he sell it? I thought he put it in trust.
I don't
One or the
know.
other. I know that
It could have
basically
been.
he all his conflicts of
But
interest, he like removed himself, removed them.
I know that happened, but I thought he. Oh well, I'm probably not sure. Well, I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I just know the kind of man he is,
Yep.
and also the fact that instead of you know all this bullshit, they're saying he's going home to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
so yeah, my chubs definitely go out to chub hugs go out to him and the family, and
mhm,
also the regulars. We're still dealing with Turkey and Syria. We're still dealing with
yep.
Ukraine.
Yep.
Um, uh, the latest shootings in New Orleans during Mardi Gras. So
I hadn't even heard. That's the thing is it's so common now that we're going through this every day that I'm here you just hear less and less about it because it's almost not news.
yeah, it's like, oh God, where? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We haven't had that in New Orleans in a while. Oh, really? During Mardi Gras? That sucks.
Mm.
but we're making excuses or adjustments and like, oh well, I mean, at least it wasn't a school.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
should
it was only 6 people. Well,
yeah,
that's
we have to stop bargaining on why this one wasn't as bad as the last one.
right. Exactly. They're all bad.
Yeah.
All right. Uh, let's see. Okay, so Raquel Welch died at age 82, and everybody during our time, especially, she was one of the iconic beauties.
No, call it. She was like the first real poster sex babe.
Yeah.
I mean, she came before the Farrah Fawcett's and I mean that picture of her from what was it, 10,000 BC, 100 million
Mhm.
BC, whatever it was. My brother had it up in his room.
Uh,
He had the poster.
yeah.
I had Disney up in my room. He had the Raquel Welch.
Well, we're all into our own things,
Yeah, but
but
it was yeah, and if you go back and you look at the movies that she did, because everyone kind of goes, oh, well, it's Raquel Welch, so she was, was she an actress? And it's like
yeah, she
back
she
in the 60s and 70s, she was a star.
right. Everybody thinks that she was just like pretty, but she was so much more.
Well, okay, besides the million BC or whatever it was called, um, I was just looking up her yesterday.
Mm.
This one or you fuckers. Okay. Um, let's see. Raquel. Oh, wait, she just was there and now she's not. There she is. Okay. Now this is what because I was thinking, oh yeah, she did a few movies, but none that I could I wasn't really remembering.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started remembering, it was like, oh yeah, oh really? Oh, that's right, she was in that type of thing.
Hmm.
So, starting off with the Fantastic Voyage. Remember that one where they go into the body and it was very cool for 1966, believe me.
Okay.
1 million years BC.
Hmm.
She was in Bedazzled, and some of these were kind of sexual stuff. She was in Bandolero,
Hmm.
uh, 100 Rifles. These were bigger movies. Magic Christian, Myra Breckenridge. She was, which is one of Brian's favorite. Fuzz. She was in Kansas City Bomber, which was about girls skating. The
Okay, yeah, yeah.
whatever
Roller derby.
roller derby stuff. Yes, Bluebeard. She played the nun in Bluebeard.
Hmm.
She was in The Last of Sheila, one of my favorite movies of all times,
Hmm.
which was actually written by Anthony Hopkins and Tony Perkins from their love nest. They
Ah,
love playing games when they live together. Wink, wink. And so they thought of this movie, and it was fantastic. Three and Four Musketeers, The Wild Party, Mother Jugs and Speed. You may not have heard of all these. You may have not have seen all these movies, but you're recognizing the names,
yeah, yeah,
and it's good for her. Okay, go
yeah.
ahead. We got more. We got a ton of dead people. Go ahead.
Right. Oh gosh. Also Tim Carver, former All-Star catcher and Hall of Fame broadcaster, died at 81. Stella Stevens died at 82.
Now you remember Stella Stevens. She was also big during same time period as Raquel Welch, but you remember she was the one who was dating Ernest Borgnine in the Poseidon Adventure.
Oh,
Okay, you'll remember it's like, come on, honey, climb the tree. And she goes, I can't. And he goes, why not? I'm not wearing any underwear.
oh,
Okay, everybody, don't look.
okay. Yes, now I know who
But
she
she
is.
was huge. She was
Yeah.
huge. And I went back and looked at her movies, and I'm like, she may not have been the star, but she was the girlfriend. She was the second in command on these shows. So yeah, that's another sad one this week.
Yeah. And also, Richard Belzer from Law and Order died. He was 78, and his last words were, "Fuck you, motherfucker."
Yeah, he was a big in stand-up, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
he's doing dramas. It was weird. But then
Right.
we also had on the same show, we had um bu- 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 the rapper. I've gone blank on his name. I can see him in and I even can see his wife.
Ice something.
But
Ice
that
Cube.
was the thing I always liked about Law and Order was they took these non-actor people, not
Mhm.
all non-actor people, but a lot of non-actor people and made them into big stars. So
Yeah. And long lasting ones because that
yeah.
show's still like I mean look at from Frankie and Grace. What's his name? I can't remember
Um
his name right now.
you're talking the husband.
Yes.
Yeah, he's gone back to Law and Order as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Okay. Um, all right. So we give them a rest and power and hope that we don't have many to report next week or any at all. That would
Usually it's, because December and January are usually huge.
hmm
So I was hoping that we would be,
yeah,
reducing, but not this week.
right. But what did happen this week was wonderful, and Tom wants to talk to you about it now.
Well, started watching Yellowstone. I mean, very slowly. We're in the first couple episodes, but
Mhm.
it's like, oh my God, these dramas where everyone's playing King of the Mountain basically, and they're all it's like this in this case it's about a family that owns a big chunk of Montana, which is a big chunk on its own,
Mhm.
and of course a lot of that, well, all that land was once owned by or was the indigenous people's land, but it's been 200 years and they're still fighting over it. So that kind of stuff. But it's not just them, it's oil companies want to come in and do this shit, and people want to come in and overbuild, and it's kind of fun. 90s show finished that before the new season starts. Yes, there is a new season of that, and it'll be 16 episodes. Uh,
Oh,
let's see.
good.
I'm
Oh,
pretty sure you're going to talk about Night Court.
no,
Uh,
actually, I didn't see it this week, so
okay, yeah, it was. But it's getting. I actually finished. I think it was episode 5, and went, okay, I'm invested now. I like the
yeah,
character.
yeah.
So, and that's really what has to happen. I finished Smiley over on Netflix. And this was the gay story from Brazil
hmm
about, and it was, I mean, seriously, they now, first of all, it was a very good show. It was a good show, but they went through all of the romantic comedies of the 80s, 90s, and 2000s and combined them into one gay romance.
Hmm.
He one guy is a gym boy, the other guy's an architect. The gym boy likes to go out with muscular guys. The architect likes to go out with people who are, can sit and have a good conversation. So they're absolutely wrong for each other, although they keep thinking about each other. But the gym boy ends up with a gym boy, and the architect ends up with an architect, and we're
Mhm.
and they even have airport at the end scene. So, um, but I was really invested in it, and then the characters, although it's dubbed, it was dubbed really well, for what that's worth. And you get to see it takes place during the holidays, so they have the New Year's Eve eating grapes thing. They have a thing where the children don't write to Santa Claus, they write to the three wise men, which I've never heard before. And it was interesting. It was a good show. It's a good show. 8 episodes. And I'm sure it's just going to be one in, one out. But I think watching the gym boy is will get you through the show, even on the slow scenes,
Okay.
because he's really really cute. Um, let's see, Hunters, finished Hunters. Eh, let's see, American Auto. It's Anna Gaskar. She's the one that kills me on the show. She really
Yeah.
does. Um, but uh, what I've realized, and I think I might have mentioned this last week, is that everybody in the show, because it's all the, I guess, semi-executives that surround the president of Payne Auto. They because there's a lot of meetings with the upper echelons, and all these people care about nothing but to keep their jobs. Even if they seem like they're good people, they're all the same
Mhm.
crooks, which
Mhm.
is but it makes it funny. And it's like, oh, I feel really bad that we had to fire those people. Really? Well, I'm glad I didn't get fired, but I'm really not glad that they I don't know. Let's go get something to drink. Let's see. Physical 100, I'm down to the last episode, which comes this week.
Same.
um who wins something. I don't care what they win. I just wanted to get over with. Um,
Yeah, and
um,
that's the thing is that even though it's been amusing and it's been nice to see hot guys and see the skills that they're doing and everything, I'm I'm not super invested. I'm not
yeah.
like I am kind of like, okay, well, when this is over, at least I don't have to think about watching it again. But eh, I don't know. Interesting. I'll be
Well,
interested in the season two, but uh,
if you knew who these people actually were, it would be much
right.
more interesting. But we don't know who they are. So
Mhm.
here we are, just watching
Looking for the
in
cute
kind of
ones
a
and
lustful mood, and that's it.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
now, did you watch MILF Manor yet?
No.
Okay, so I cannot get enough of this.
Oh,
Thank you, Timothy, once again for steering me in the right direction. Oh my God. Okay, so there's 8 moms. Well, they're older women,
okay.
which is a MILF. So they're 8 moms between the ages of, I think there's one that may be 46 and one goes up to 60, I think.
Hmm.
And they're looking to date, you know, young guys. So what happens is they all 8 women get there and they're like, well, where are the guys at? Right. And so all of a sudden there's a curtain and they kind of show the curtain from behind, and then the curtain drops and it's their sons.
Ah.
So the 8 guys are dating the 8 sons are dating the 8 moms, and the mothers and the sons have the same room to live in, to
Oh.
stay in. So if they have a guest over, well, then they're sharing the room with mom and the son. So, but it's so gross. It's so gross because um, not because of the age group. Well, first of all, half the guys never have dated anybody older before, so that's kind of weird. um and the few that have are like, oh yeah, let me get in there. And but the women, a lot of the time the women don't look like they're ready to attract anyone.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
The Yeah, sometimes it's like no makeup, hair in a scrunchie, and a sweatshirt isn't the best look if you're trying to get laid.
Well, I was gonna say I would think that you'd be okay with this show.
Um, well, I'm okay with the concept of it.
Yeah.
I Just the idea that it's all these sons is kind of gross.
Mhm.
Especially when it's like the moms are going, hey, I'm gonna bang your son, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Uh,
It's just weird. It's weird.
yeah, I can
Um,
see that.
and so let's see. This week on Kolchak, which is the
Mhm.
Night Stalker that I'm watching on the one and only season that's on Peacock. this, and of course, last week I said the reason I think that the show never made it a second season was because there wasn't enough monsters to introduce each week. Because this wasn't like X-Files,
Yeah.
where we have a long storyline and oh yeah, here's a monster this week, but next week we're going to be dealing with maybe there's aliens. Yeah,
Mm.
this one is we've monster introduced into the show, monster's been taken care of. And this week we had a giant Pakistani rat. He was in human form, but he was it was a rat. We had the killer robot. He just wanted to be human. And they tried to unhook him, and once they tried to unhook him, he's like, I will kill anybody that tries to unhook me. And then we had the ancient killer gorilla. And what happened here was the with the ice caps melting, yes, back in 1972 4, they were still talking about this, that they uncovered some single cells that they took back, and they were doing experiments on them with, and the cells started reproducing, so they introduced it into gorillas who became killers. So
Of course.
but you see how we're we still haven't had a witch yet on the show. We haven't
Oh,
had. I mean, I could pull. How about just a a good old ghost? I mean, we kind of had one, but he was a certain kind. There's all these different kinds of ghosts. We haven't had a good poltergeist. There's things to do.
yeah.
Um, and that's probably the reason. Let's see, the Last of Us. I didn't see last night's episode,
Yeah.
but the weeks before was a big giant monster that showed up. He's, I guess it's like a queen bee zombie. So
I
I
think I saw a preview of that.
and
Yeah.
and the thing is that they're making the show out to be the new Game of Thrones. Have you noticed that?
I
Oh,
have, like, it's a
oh my God! Are
huge
the are
freaking deal.
are the Walking Dead? Remember when it first started, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh, and the thing is that this isn't that interesting. You know, that's why I didn't rush to see the new episode last night. It's like, I can wait.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if you wait too long, that everyone's going, oh my God, I can't believe what happened in last night's. It's
Right.
like, oh my God, shut up.
Well, I think that there's just such a lack of decent fantasy, if we'll call it fantasy, sci-fi, whatever, on TV right now. That this is what everybody's going for because it's pretty much all I hear about that and Picard right now.
Let's see, on RuPaul, they had the Lollapalooza, um, which is they each of the girls lip syncs, and it's there were 10 girls, and then the first five won they won their sing off or lip sync off, and then they went against each other to get, and whoever was left over got sent home.
Hmm.
So it's a I kind of like it because there's been times that people don't lip sync on the show,
Mm-hmm.
especially the ones who end up being the winner. They don't ever have to lip sync because they never get in the bottom. So anyway,
So
uh
great.
finished National Treasure. Like I said last week, it's binge watch it. You just can't keep, mysteries are hard to keep up with week to week.
Right.
What were the clues? What happened?
Yeah.
And I mean, and each week they go, last week on the last episode, it's like, I want something, faster.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I kind of like the Kolchaks is I know that the monster is going to be dead at the end of the show. I don't have to wait and oh God, there's this new guy I'm watching, Roland with me. He's on YouTube. He's got a haunted house,
Hmm.
and at the end of each of his episodes, something happens, and it says to be continued. But you know what? They don't go back to that episode. It just
Oh.
starts again. It just starts again. Nothing happened, at least not on the 3 episodes I watched. And I'm like, oh, okay, that just pisses me off. End
Hmm.
with a cliffhanger that you never fulfill. No, no. Okay, sorry, it's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Um, Still enjoying Poker Face on Peacock. Uh, if you're, like I said, if you'd like a good murder mystery, in, out, we know who the murderer is at the beginning,
Mhm.
and she figures it out, and we're done. Uh, Good, nice, quick episodes. Velma's done finally, and they've got a van now, and they've got the 4 kids. No dog yet. I'm wondering how they're going to enter this dog into the idea. Um, but right now it's they've kind of really mixed up all the characters and what they're supposed to be doing. So it's it'll be interesting to see what happens if it happens.
Yeah.
I've not heard. Let's see, Skinwalker Ranch finished up, really good third season. Got a lot of new information, weird shit happening on the Utah ranch. So it's one of those places where, oh God, it's too bad they don't rent out some of their places on the farm so you could go like for a week and experience some really cool alien shit.
Mm.
And then go home and never have it happen again. Okay. Um South Park this week uh, all the kids were trying to get their brand set. You know, the 8-year-olds need their own brand. It's like, who are you? And you have to be that person all the time. And so they go to a place called Cum Hammer,
Oh,
where I don't. First of all, I think the Cum Hammer is simply because if you were coming up with brand names, that would be one not to come up with.
uh-huh.
Which is funny. And at the same time, the Queen's body has finally made its way to Canada. And so I know it's like she's been buried for months now, but it takes that long for it to get to Canada. And and there was some pretty funny stuff that went along with that, including Harry and um
Megan.
Megan
Yeah.
Merkel. Okay. Harry and Megan moved to South Park because they want their privacy. Boo, give us our privacy. And they're holding signs in front of their house going, leave us alone, give us our privacy. And Stan's over there going, no one cares about you. Don't yell at us. We need our privacy. So it they're
Mm.
they're very funny with what they do. So
Yeah.
um let's see, Not Dead Yet, which is a new show on ABC, but also on Hulu, about a woman who writes obituaries, and whoever she's writing about, the ghost comes and bugs her during the episode, but ultimately helps her out in the episode from what's on her mind and what she's going through.
Oh,
So it's
interesting.
not a bad show. It's getting better.
Huh.
Um, oh, I saw Mark Maron. It's HBO stand up. Mark Maron, Black to Dark, from Black to Dark, and
Mm.
what it is he's kind of playing the Lewis Black kind of character where he's everything's horrible, and he's like everything's like, why would you want to have kids? It's funny, it's the anti-kids thing. It's the um,
Mm.
his girlfriend died during the pandemic, not of the pandemic, but she died during it,
Uh,
and just it was very dark, and so much of it worked, but it just felt slow.
mm.
And I think maybe if you saw him live, it wouldn't feel that way, but recorded it did. Speaking of live, I did see TJ Miller
Uh,
this weekend at the Punchline here in Sacramento. It's funny because he's going. So I'm up here because in 2 weeks I'm going to be recording uh, uh, one of these for Netflix.
mm.
So I had to leave, crappy LA and come up here to Sacramento. And he kept going on about the Fort Sutter's Fort, and how just it's kind of a silly thing because it's this teeny little thing that you can see the whole thing from the front door,
Yeah.
but goddamn, if every kid in Sacramento region doesn't have to go to that goddamn fort during,
Oh gosh. We
yeah,
did. We had to
yeah,
go when we were young. Absolutely.
and you got to play your little flutes,
Uh,
and they showed you how they made blankets, and but great for kids, but seriously, we need to get some um, better things for people, for tourists to see,
Yeah.
because whenever these comics come up, they are always saying the same thing. Well, let's see. I went to a strip club and I saw a guy take a shit and piss at the same time on the street. So, I had a full day.
Yeah.
And dispensaries, and there's dispensaries. So
Oh, lots of them. Yeah.
yeah, so and one of the comics actually said, "Oh, I just got picked up weed and sat in my room and watched something." I can't remember what they watched, but yeah,
Mhm. Well, yeah,
unfortunately,
that's like the thing about Sacramento is that we're central to all the things that you can go do.
yeah, we're on the way to San Francisco, Lake Tahoe, the
Yep.
desert, the wherever we're on that way. But that was kind of fun, and I thought I took a really good picture. Did you like the picture from the show
Oh
this
yeah,
week?
yeah. No,
Was-
yeah, it was really good.
I was wearing a collared shirt.
I noticed a lot about the photo. Was it
I
very
haven't
cute?
had a collared shirt on
I don't ever remember you having a collared
in a
shirt.
long time. I
Yeah,
meant, like at work when I was at VPD, I would wear the pullover knit shirts with the collars.
yeah.
But so we're talking 5, 6 years with no collared shirts. So that was kind of fun. And it oddly enough, it kept my neck warmer than normal.
Really?
Yeah, I should have worn the pearls, but I just didn't. Um,
Yeah. Well, those
oh,
pearls.
a new show I saw, Wolf Pack on Paramount Plus, and
Familiar.
this is stars no, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh,
So
okay.
Buffy has moved from
Huh.
vampires to werewolves,
Yeah.
and in this case, um, the beginning of the show, there's this huge fire in California. I'm pretty sure it's California. There's big fire, and all the animals are rushing out of the forest, and 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 the kids get caught. They're caught on this freeway, or not really a freeway, but they're caught on a road with a bunch of other cars. They can't move because the fire's on either side. So the animals start rushing them, and some of the kids get bit. But
Hmm.
what did they get bit by? A werewolf. Okay.
Jeez.
And so and there were already two kids that were already werewolves before this.
Hmm.
And we're starting to find out about the pack thing and what was going on with there. And Buffy, I mean Sarah Michelle Gellar is the working with animal control,
Okay.
which leads me into the new show on Fox right now with Joel McHale called Animal Control.
Oh, I
And
saw an ad for that. Yeah.
it is already fucking funny.
Hmm.
It's basically The Office or Frasier, or no, not Frasier, Cheers. It's a group of people around the office that they make lots of jokes, and we learn about who they are while they go out and they like try to retrieve possums, weasels that are inside people's attics and shit like that. So um
Uh,
there was some really funny shit. And finally, The Mole, which was on Netflix,
yes.
was
Yeah.
renewed for season two.
Oh.
Poker Face was renewed for season two on Peacock, and Big Shot on Disney Plus was canceled. And
What?
that was the John Stamos show where the basketball one. I had a
Oh,
feeling it wasn't looking to be picked up anyway. So,
yeah.
you have a feeling that they just aren't really trying hard enough.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
I
and
thought
that,
for a minute I thought that you were saying Big Mouth.
no, it got picked up for another 3 seasons.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. Mutual shows.
if it proves itself around 10 seasons, I'll try to give it a watch. But
Okay. Oh, you did talk about, okay. So mutual shows, you did see Night Court or didn't see Night
I
Court?
didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, and did you see The Bachelor?
I did. I watched it last night with all the Insta drama. Hmm.
And it was well, first of all, they're off to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I loved was this one girl goes, well, the good news is even if we don't, make it too much further, we're all going to end up with like 50,000 new followers online.
Hmm.
And so they all the girls ran to Zach going, oh, she's just doing this for followers. And it's like, well, no, what she said was,
Right.
she was trying to be, we're not all going to win this. So there are, pluses, but let's have a good time while we're but all the girls, forced her out and she's gone
Yep.
now.
Yep.
And
Of
and
course, it was all about that whiny little girl who was jealous because she got taken away from her, so she had to do her little revenge and then cry the whole time. Oh my God, I can't believe my revenge worked. Poor me. Oh, I'm gonna go home. And then, of course, he kept her. I'm like, ugh, why would you keep someone like she's so that whole
well, I figured that
uh,
the producers are going, keep
yeah,
her.
that's what I'm thinking too. Keep her just to, make it like, add some more drama to it.
Yeah,
But because the one that he went on a date with, I thought I've actually liked her. The only thing I can remember is that she was a nurse. Uh, but and she was 27, but I've liked her the whole time. And I thought they had a good date. I kind of liked her, but the most of the others, especially these younger girls, they're like, "Oh, oh, Zach,
yeah.
why?" I'm like, you haven't spent more than 5 minutes with this guy.
Well, and if you watch the preview for next week, they're
Mhm.
all like falling apart. Of course, that next week is tonight. But yes, they're all falling apart. They're all just like, oh no, it's everything I wanted and it's falling apart. And
Oh
why don't
yeah,
you
and
love
there's
me? It's
supposed to be some big something happen that they're like, Where do we go from now? What do we do? I don't have any idea. This is unprecedented." And I'm like, "What? What could you possibly?" And I hate the fact that I am kind of like, "What is it?" So, yeah, we'll find out.
okay, let's see.
We talked about Physical 100.
Right. And then How I Met Your Father, season 2, episode 4. Um, and this was Wait, maybe I was, yeah, this was this week's show. You thought this was written well?
Well, okay. I thought it was the best written of the season so far because I was actually kind of interested in what was going on rather than it playing in the background and me kind of just looking at it every once in a while because I was so bored with it. Um, yeah, I thought this was the better one of them, and of course, the things that get me. Okay, so obviously the thing about the best friend, and they have a fight because the girlfriend is using him, and you just know. I mean, it's so blatantly obvious that he's using him, and I'm like, okay, that's
Wait, you think
pedestrian.
she's using him?
Oh, come on, girl. But I was like, okay, that's a pedestrian setup, but at least it's interesting. Um, the the British guy sending breakup or like one night stand baskets, which is just tacky as all get out.
Hey,
Uh,
there's a Kettle One bottle in there.
I know that those baskets were like really nice. I mean, he
Yeah.
must be making some money for that. But it that was funny. That was funny. I was down with that. The and then the girls, the book with the girls thinking that they were playing the opposite to each other. That was funny too.
Except, I'm really it's Hillary Duff, right?
No, I don't remember
Oh,
which one
this is,
it is.
yeah, it's Hillary Duff, isn't it?
Really?
I don't know.
I thought Hilary Duff was
The
the.
blonde is not a good actress.
No, she's not. She's
And
actually
the
the
rest of
weakest
them
one on the
kind of
show.
are good actors, but she just brings down scenes.
Yeah, she really does. But what was the other
Elaine, I mean, Ellen trying on her date first
Oh, and
job.
see, that's the thing that gets me is that was the most basic bottom line humor. It's like everything was just one bad thing after the other. The only thing that was funny was when she fell through the ceiling. Other than which you expected, but at least it was done funny. The rest of it was so like,
Oh, see, I
okay,
didn't,
well, you see where this is going. We know what's
that
gonna
part
happen
didn't
here,
bother me.
huh?
That part didn't bother me.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing is that it's so it basic. It's absolutely basic, and that's why when I say that it's written better than any of the other shows this season is because at least it was kind of funny and interesting. I actually chuckled rather than just going, seriously. Um, but yeah, with the script and what's her name, which I don't even remember what her name is. And
Hilary
the
Duff.
thing is I don't care. Okay, if that's
It
who it
is.
is,
I'm looking
I'll
it up
go with
now.
it. Um, how can you play off of her and be good? I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
yeah, this show needs some major reworking because I think it actually, except for maybe her, has a decent cast. It just it doesn't have you can't there's only so much you can polish a rotten egg, shall we say. So anyway, that's all the ones that we watched together this week, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So other than that, I watched Call Me Cat episode 14 of season 3. And this was the one where they have to make the whole adjustment of they've moved in, both couples have moved in. One couple can't she's like, "Oh no, I have to pay you uh I have to pay half of the mortgage now that I'm here." And then turns out that she can't afford the more, to pay that. And so she starts doing all these jobs and things rather than just saying, I can't afford all that. Let's do it on a sliding scale, which they end up doing. Um, and then of course the Cat and Max thing and a Super Bowl party and a TV and a hutch and yeah, it was just a nice episode, and that's all that it was. There was nothing that stood out about it.
Okay.
Survivor season 32. So Netflix has Survivor season 18 and 32, which were two of the ones that were like real standout. Although 18 stood out because their cast was just assholes. I think that's the one that they were in Africa. And then this one, or no, Australian Outback. I don't know. Who cares?
Well, they
But
were in
season
Australia in two and
30,
in Africa in three, but I don't think they've gone back to either place.
okay. So this must have been yeah, but I don't know. But
Fiji, I'm in Fiji a lot.
oh yeah, yeah, they certainly
Fiji, they've been in oh God, there's a couple places. They spend a lot of time over in um Thailand area, the
are.
Philippines area. Yeah.
Yeah, this one was let's see, designated. Oh, of course, I want Survivor, and it's pulling up designated Survivor. I don't give a shit about that. All right. Anyway, go look it up. But I watched season 32 and I ended up watching the entire thing. And it's the one where they pit them into three teams, beauty, brawn, and brains. And then they have one person on each of the five or six that just you're like, why are they on that team? And you just know that it's, to see if they kick them out first because they're different, which they didn't. Anyway, so uh, anyway,
Survival.
this is the one that has the little guy tie on it. Okay, so this was actually one of the best seasons of the show that I watched. The man, the blindsiding that happened on that was just incredible. I was really even. Even though I know that I've seen it years and years ago, I didn't remember some of those twists. That was really good. Um, and then I watched Turn Back Time, The High Street. Basically, it's a British reality documentary television series. There's several different versions of it. But they take four families to experience life in the high streets in various eras, namely Victorian, Edwardian, 1930s, Second World War, 1960s, and 1970s. And of course, I'm thinking, fucking 1970s, what would be interesting about the high street in 1970s? And then I also have to try to remember that us now to 1970s is the same that when it was 1970s was to 1920. That 50-year difference. It's so bizarre to think about that. But anyway, they're really good series. I love them because they're very informative. They're fun. You get to watch modern families go back in time and try to live that way and watch them all fall apart. But also they're very calming shows. They're like whatever drama happens on it, it's not going to be eight girls in a cat fight over one guy who's finally growing his chest hair back. You know, Anyway, so that's what I watched this week. And other than that, what did I do this week? I don't think I did anything majorly that interesting. So yeah.
That's like a lot of sleeping.
Um, well, there was some sleeping going on, but mostly it was work and small projects and going, oh
Did you
God,
go
what
up to
am I
did you go up to
doing?
did you
I
go up to
have to.
Jenner?
What's that?
Did you go up to Jenner?
No.
Oh, I thought you may have gone
That
along
was
with
one of our patrons that went there.
Yeah, I thought you might have gone with him.
No. No, 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 I can't go over on overnights right now. So anyway, we
That's because you can't be trusted.
yeah, we'll go with that. We want to remind you to be loud, be proud, be too much, and to be you. Fat Marker Clothing wants those of us who've been told that we're too much of something to turn those negatives into positives. And you can do that by going over to fatmarkerclothing.com and using the code FMWildChub to get 20% off anything ordering over on the site. Now it's time for advice coming from Dear Prudy over slate.com. Go check them out. It was my birthday recently. I invited a bunch of people to a bar where I could order food, which I paid for. They bought me drinks, and a few people bought me presents. I thought one of my good friends might bring a cake or treats at least, since for her last birthday, a big one. Speaking of big ones, oh, um, I contributed to an expensive group gift and also took her out for dinner with the group. I've bought her a cake or a gift in previous years or for her birthday, so I am feeling a little overlooked. We've also we're also going on vacation with another friend to celebrate their milestone birthdays, which I want to do to be fair. My birthday, this person, I don't even understand what the fuck they're, anyway. My boyfriend says I shouldn't keep accounts like this, but I'm more hurt that she didn't make some sort of special gesture other than buying me a drink. Should I talk to her about it or just let her get and just not get her anything this year? I don't want to be petty, but I also hate feeling resentful. Girl, as long as you do that tit for tat shit, you're gonna feel resentful.
Oh, I was going to ask if this was written by you.
Me? Okay, girl. Who got you something for Christmas? That would be me. What did I get for Christmas from you? Nothing. I
No,
didn't expect anything
girl,
because you
that's
don't give
right,
gifts to
because
me.
I don't give Christmas presents away.
Exactly. So if I'm going to sit here and stew and say, well, then I'm not giving you anything
We're
either.
talking about birthdays. You just
Hey,
went through this birthday year.
birthdays, Christmas, whatever, this person's keeping a tally.
Okay.
Anyway, point being,
Sorry.
No, point being, you either give because you want to give, or you just don't if you're gonna be like that. Now they should say thank you, and they should make sure that you know how much they appreciate it, et cetera, et cetera. Then if somebody's like not thanking you or being a total, who cares about it, then I'm like, okay, then either just stop. But in this case, you just can't do that tit for tat when you're gift giving. Otherwise, you're going to be disappointed.
Always.
Yeah. So, and then, who knows? Next year, right now they might be not have enough money to do something that they would really like to do. But next year they may surprise you and bring you a $50 cake. Who knows? Anyway, just stop it. All right. Here's what Dear Prudie had to say though. Let's see if we agree. Dear Too Sensitive, if it were me, I would let the resentment build up and I'd obsess about it as my birthday approached. Eventually, I would send a snarky, pointed text meant to hurt her feelings by bringing attention to the issue. Then, feeling bad, I would buy her a better present than I've ever received as an apology. Aww. If the friendship isn't ruined by this approach, you should definitely receive better presents in the future. If it is ruined, you'll get nothing but all the shallow satisfaction that you made your point, which inevitably will turn into sadness over time. So, that's an example of what you shouldn't do. Just tell her the truth, but frame it by starting off with maybe I'm being petty, then explain to her how it hurts your feelings and see how she responds. If she feels bad, well tell her she owes you some presents. What?
This is
See,
kind
I
of
would say just stop. Don't bring it up. Just
well, no, what it comes down to is that if you
no.
are going to play the game of tit for tat on
Uh-huh.
everything, you're going to be disappointed,
Yeah.
because you, am I being too sensitive, who I'm speaking to, um, if you are as this amazing, wonderful person that you are, how is anybody ever going to be better than you or as good as you? You set the bar too high. You can't expect your minions to give the same way you do because they're just not as good as you. Okay. And that'll make her happy. That's what I'd say.
Oh, that's what you wanted to say. I thought you were saying that to me. I know.
No.
I'm so
Oh
good.
my God. Why would I say that to you? No, not at all. No, if she's going to judge everything in her life on the fact that she's a better person than everybody else, how can anybody compete?
Yeah, no, I totally there for you. Totally there with that. Oh, okay. Happy President's Day, by the way. But anyway, yeah,
Hey,
I would
I was
I would
glad I
totally
had it
say
off.
what? Um, it's just that's just a pet peeve because yeah. Anyway, moving on. All right. Hey, Chubs, if you were a dog, what kind of dog would you be?
I would probably be, I want to say like a Basset.
Hmm.
Um, but I think I'd want a little longer legs so I could get up on the furniture.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. And definitely not like a terrier, like Brian's you know, stepbrother, Milo. He's a Jack Russell Terrier. And
Oh,
oh my God, no, no, too much energy. I don't have that kind of energy. I don't want that kind of energy.
yeah. Jack Russells are kind of cool, but I just know that they're
Oh,
not.
they're cool,
They're
but
very smart too, which also means that they're very stubborn. So,
yeah, just wouldn't want to be too big of a dog
mhm.
because I still want to do that lap thing.
Uh-huh.
But and I don't want to be overly hairy,
Hmm.
because I don't want to be that dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, but definitely not a Chihuahua because I can be annoying, but I don't need to be that annoying. So
Yeah. Yeah, I
oh,
would be,
did
I
you
would,
see what your mom's sent, put out the picture of the devil, and then I put a picture of Happy Chihuahua and
that devil.
yeah,
Yeah.
and she goes, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I would probably just be a nice mutt. I would be a happy little Tyson or Audrey type mutt.
oh well, make sure your legs are long enough that you can lick your own butt, though.
Oh, well, of course. Well, that's one of the things about Kaya is that I think she is half Chihuahua. Oh, well, I mean, obviously she's got Chihuahua in her,
Right.
but I think that her other half, at least part or half, is Corgi.
Oh,
So
I thought
she's
you'd
got
say
that.
ass eater.
No, that's not actually a dog. That's
Oh,
just
that's right.
your ex. Anyway,
That's
so
that's
but that's one of the things is that she's got some, I think, some Corgi in her. So she's got that kind of thick body and little, round butt, so she can't quite reach herself, and
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's not
Anyway,
a good thing. If I'm a dog, I'm gonna lick anything that I can reach, and I'm gonna reach it all.
okay. Hey, Chubs, do you shower at night or in the morning?
I shower when I want to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a since I don't work.
Hmm. Well,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
not I when I was working, I got up every morning and showered.
Mm. Yeah, same. When I was working outside of the home, I did the same. Up early, I had to have my shower in the morning. But now, mm, either one, either one, or sometimes both, just depending.
Well, it's funny because for me, it was always like um, I wanted to wash off the stench of the night sweats,
Uh,
and it's weird because I know people who bathe at night before they go to bed and then don't
mhm.
bathe in the morning, and I'm thinking, oh boy, I hope you haven't been drinking the night before, or you didn't have
Oh, that's why you had night
Indian
sweats.
food, or like some Malaysian food, because boy, we'll know it in the morning if you haven't showered.
Oh,
Uh, so that was always my thing.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. I don't know. It just always helps get me going
Oh
to have
yeah, yeah,
my morning
absolutely.
shower.
And I am a morning usually. Yeah, I'm a morning person. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
Once I wake up, I wake up. I'm not dragging.
Mm,
If I'm dragging, there's something else wrong. It's not because I'm just tired, but
right. Okay.
oh, excuse
Dear.
me.
All right. Moving on. Let's see. Well, we have what happened to the picture? We have Michael Sage's pictures, but they're not there. Okay, well, let me open the little thing here so I can. Oh, is that? That must be it. I'll drop it in there so that you can see it. There you go. No.
Oh,
Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
is it like
So
a
this is a homemade veggie.
tostada?
I'm going with that. Yeah. There's lots of olives and
Yeah,
tomatoes. And,
it's bean tostada
okay.
made with I mean, I see olives, I see tomatoes, I see lettuce,
Some avocado.
you see avocado?
Yeah, in the corner, I think. I think.
No, I think that's
Yeah, in the
lettuce.
back. No, maybe that is just lettuce.
Oh wait, you may be right there in the back. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about a tostada
Onion.
like this. Tostada, it's funny because we were talking about quesadillas.
Uh-huh.
We were watching some show and they were talking about quesadillas. And basically I said quesadillas, I mean, quesadillas, all you do is you throw cheese and whatever else you want, and you fold the tortilla. And that's a quesadilla. And
Yep.
you grill the tortilla to melt the cheese, and you cut it up into triangles and you eat it. And that's the way tostadas are too, but you just don't fold them. And look at all that that sauce.
I
I
know. It looks
figure it's
so good.
probably a yogurt sauce because he's
Uh,
vegan, right?
he is veggie, so he
Okay.
is lactose ovum.
Yeah,
So
but it looks tasty. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not a fan of the olives, but I really am getting back into tostadas. What's funny is if you go over to the Crazy Chicken, El
Okay.
Pollo Loco,
Oh, okay.
um, they have a thing called the tostada, which is basically a taco salad in a bowl, a tortilla bowl, but they call it a tostada. Weirdos.
Mm.
Um, but still nothing better. I like lettuce, tomatoes, some onions, some whatever the mixture is.
Mm.
Uh, whether it's because the bean thing looks fine with me. I mean, I like just beans only a lot when I'm eating Mexican food,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially if it's the really good um what was it, refried beans that have been cooked in lard. 'Cause those are tasty.
Yeah, they are. I don't know.
What?
Uh, I had last night or yesterday, I boiled some chicken tenders and then I sauteed them in butter with a little garlic salt. And then I made garlic mash with diced garlic. Um, I can get a big jar of it. It's really good. And then what was the other thing I did? I made spinach and that
Right.
was dinner. And then I made a bread pudding for dessert.
Now,
Uh,
now you ate that at 2 o'clock. Did you have dinner later? I know you're eating with your mom, but do you have like a late lunch and then a
I had what so I gave some banana, it was banana bread pudding, and I gave some to Lawrence, and he gave Lori Dean, and then he gave me a plate of homemade macaroni and cheese, and that was dinner.
God bless him.
I know, it was really good. Um,
Speaking of that, if you look at what Moose ate, his first picture.
Fish Friday, fried catfish, double order mac and cheese with a little slaw.
Little slaw.
Yeah,
Look at
very
all
little
that mac
slaw.
and cheese.
But that fish looks dang good.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. And by the way, both him and his husband have are much better now. They're over their colds.
Goodness.
It's I was so worried because I think it was Friday or Saturday, someone posted on the thing, "Oh, I hope you're feeling better." And I'm like, "Oh my God, are they still sick?" And then
Mhm.
then I texted him and he said he had he ended up getting sick too, but
Mm,
they're both over it now, so that's good.
that's really good.
Yeah,
I saw the new pic of him that he
I know.
posted,
What's
which
all
was
that sex stuff talking about?
on now. It's yummy. Let's see. He also sent in a work in progress, homemade spaghetti sauce to put in the freezer. Started with 4.5 pounds of 96% lean beef and added all organic ingredients. Whole house smells wonderful. That looks wonderful.
I would just eat that.
I know, right? That's it.
Oh,
Sometimes, go ahead.
cut some French bread, garlic bread, and
Mm.
toast it, and just use it as like a bruschetta. Oh my God, I'm done.
Yeah, I do. Sometimes when I get some hamburger, I will just put some spaghetti sauce in it and eat that without any pasta. It's so yummy.
Just avoid that carb thing. Well, even though the
Uh,
tomatoes have a lot of carbs, it doesn't matter. At
yeah,
least
well,
it's
especially
healthy.
spaghetti sauce will have oftentimes have sugar in it.
But he's probably making his own
Yeah,
sauce, and I always do too.
I'd
And
always like to taste Moose's sauce.
uh,
Anyway, I mentioned the wok in previous email. Oh, and he did. He used his wok to make deep fried shrimp and tater tots. And he says I use a wok often. So what
is
was
that
that?
what's behind you?
Yes, that is what's behind me.
You didn't post it.
I know it did not post. Let me add
Weird,
that
because
real quick. so that you can see it.
Well, I kept thinking, no, that was chicken and spinach, not
There we go.
tater tots, and I think it's shrimp. But boy, that looks good.
There, I made it the cover so it's easy to find. It looks so amazing. It really does. Of course, I'm supposed to be allergic to shrimp now. That sucks. But anyway, he said I mentioned the wok in previous emails. I have a wok attachment on the stove that really helps hold the wok in
Oh
place.
yeah, that's nice.
Makes it a lot safer. That's really cool.
Yeah, I always hated those little dome things that you were supposed to put over to funnel the heat up. You don't know woks, okay? They
Mm,
they they used to be very nasty, but
okay.
he's also got a gas stove, lucky, and
Yeah.
very beautiful. Look, the stove is more fucking beautiful than that wok, I'll tell you.
Uh,
Look at that thing.
I really want to wok, but yeah. Anyway, use my wok to deep fry shrimp and tater tots. I use a wok often. And then we have roasted chicken salad on a croissant and homemade minestrone soup.
Looks like stars. Oh wait, no, it's a circle and maybe it's X's and O's. I don't know.
Circle gets the square. Okay. And then finally, another double cheeseburger. This one from the diner right down the street from my house. Cheddar cheese, lettuce, tomato, good crunchy fries. Those do look like good fries.
But look at those peas. Those are what did Sean calls them? What do you call? Oh God, it's
Green
not
pea
industrial. It's
factory.
institutional peas.
Okay.
But the corn looks good. Everything else looks good. But immediately, my mother used to make peas that were just a little grayer than that. But
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
another thing is in Britain, mushy peas are like a thing. And I had actually like never really heard of it because over here, you know,
it's gross.
mushy peas is like what? But yeah.
Yeah, the reason why they're mushy is because they sit in water too long. In Europe, yeah, it's the big thing. They like. I remember I was eating at this pub,
Mm.
and I'm trying to remember there was some meat that was floating in water. It may have been like the sausages, like a like a kidders and grits. No, what's that called? When you get the sausages with the anyway, but it also came with peas that were just in this
Oh, you mean like bangers and mash?
bangers and mash. I'd probably gotten like bangers and mash, and with it came these hideous gray peas.
Yes.
And it was interesting because I tasted them. I go, God, it's just like being home with my mom.
Aw.
No, that's not a good thing.
I
I mean,
know, but uh,
not in the pea sense. That was not good
uh,
because, well, my mother's teeth, she had the worst teeth. I mean, to her, they were bad teeth, and it's weird. Any of the females that followed, if they have teeth problems, they usually point at my mother as the reason why. But the boys didn't get my mom's teeth.
I did. Yeah.
Um, but she couldn't chew anything because her teeth were weak. So, I mean, vegetables can be some of the crunchiest things that
Yes. Yeah.
and but not if you cook them down long enough. And if you think about the Brits, they have bad teeth too. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why we always assumed it was just they overcooked everything because of their cooking style. But maybe it was just because everyone had bad teeth.
Could be. Never
I don't know.
know. All right. Hey, Golden Rule Services want you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. PrEP is a medication proven to be 99% effective in preventing HIV infection. To learn more about PrEP, visit sacgrs.org and find Tom's other podcast at swannerandjudd.com. Did you guys record yesterday?
Nope.
Uh, and find my books over at justkisstheguy.com. And oh, well, Yeah, that's too late. But some of my books are now down to about 99 cents on Kindle, so you might want to check those out. Find all our links at allmylinks.com/Chubs Gone Wild. And give us a call at,
40869 Chubs.
and with that,
Chubs.
well,
Chubs.
yeah.
Hey, you're not reacting. And
Chubs.
also just remember that that spoiler alert, as much as it sounds like Matt's story was stolen from him. Okay, sorry. It made into a hit movie. And where are his credits? Where are his money for it? No, no,
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
trust that.
especially if Jim Parsons is in it. I mean, he's got to have some money.
Well, you know that he didn't get not paid.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So, oh, and also don't forget if you want to submit anything to the lunchbox or Chubb questions or just feedback or hello, you can do that at chubsgonewild@gmail.com. And thanks for everybody that wrote in and sent in things for the show this week. All
Yes.
right. I hope that you are doing well, and we will catch you next week. Bye.